Hi, this is Betty Bray, training instructor for 4th Generation Software Solutions, makers of Citrix ERP software. In this training video, we're going to cover general features added to the product that are not module specific. First of all, we've added 12 manufacturing modules, bill of material, standard routing, standard costing, engineering change, product configurator, production orders, production scheduling, labor processing, actual costing, and master scheduling, master planning, and capacity requirements planning. We also added a customer relationship management or CRM module. To read a complete write-up of these, please go to www.fitrix.com and download the user guides. Now let's talk about flexible document delivery. Let's go into the customer information program. And we'll find a customer. And click on our document delivery icon. Flexible document delivery, or FDD, allows you to direct output to host or client printers, email, or fax. The following FDD-enabled report programs have also been modified to have background print so that pre-printed forms are no longer needed to be purchased. All you need to do is have your company logo added to each form. So in order entry, we have order acknowledgments, customer invoice, all the export forms. In purchasing, we have the vendor purchase order. In accounts receivable, we have the customer invoice, the customer statement, and dunning letters. And in payroll, direct deposit pay stubs. So you notice for this particular customer, they want to have their statements emailed to them. So let me show you how this works. Let's go to the print statement program. And we'll print by customer. And I have my Flex Direct on, and I want a preview of the form before I actually send them out. So the first thing you do is you build the documents. This actually creates the background enabled PDFs. And we'll just print it for our one customer here. And we're going to get a preview of the form. So this is what it looks like. You see that it already has all of the background on the form. And now when I click on Direct, that actually sends out the emails, sends out the faxes, and prints anything if you had anyone that wanted their form printed instead of faxed or emailed. In the event that you want to process documents again, for instance, maybe the printer jammed or something like that, you simply click on the Redo button and then check the Direction Method checkbox that you want to process again. Once the Direction Method checkboxes are checked, click the Direct Documents button to reprint, resend your documents. In this new version, we have a document attachment feature. With the attachment functionality, you can attach any type of file to any record in the database. Examples are pictures as schematics of your inventory items, store a PDF of the customer PO with a sales order, recorded phone conversations or emails sent to your customers when dealing with collection issues, attaching performance reviews or resumes to your employee records. So let's say you want to store the customer's filled out credit application with the customer record. So let's go back to Update Customer Information. Do a find on a customer. Go into Update. Click on the attachment icon. Let's go ahead and browse to find our credit app. Here it is right here. So I've now just attached the credit application to the record. If I want want to view it, click on View. And there's the document. So as I mentioned, any kind of file to any kind of record in the database. It's very helpful. If you want to remove the attachment, just simply click on the Delete Row button. Role-based menus is another great feature. These utility programs allow you to specify what menu options employees should have access to based on their job responsibilities, thereby reducing the amount of menu navigation they need to do on a daily basis. Once the roles have been set up, you can assign users or groups of users to one or more roles. When they log into Citrix, the menu displays the programs associated with the role marked as their default. Citrix is delivered with 8 predefined roles that can be edited or added to as needed. So let's take a look at what we have. So here's the 8 roles that come with the base package. The first one is access the entire or full menu. Then we have one for your accounts payable personnel, accounts receivable personnel, your customer service reps, production operations manager, purchasing manager, salesperson, and your warehouse or shipping manager. Let's see what roles I have access to. So my default is the full menu, but I also have access to the customer service menu and the salesperson menu. So I'm going to select my role. Let's say I want to switch to the customer service rep menu. So now these are the only programs the customer service rep can access. Let me show you that in Explorer view as well. So let me change back to the full menu so I have access to all the programs for the remainder of this training video. Let's talk about email alerts. This program allows email alerts to be sent to specific individuals within your organization when a certain event takes place. Here are the 22 alerts delivered with our base package. So let's say in addition to the salesperson and credit manager getting an alert when the customer's credit limit is changed, I also want to be notified. So let's select credit limit. And I'm going to add myself as a recipient. You can also send password protected attachments with these alerts if you need to. We've also added banner messages. This program lets you enter messages that you would like to have printed on various forms. So let's add a new one. I'm going to add one to the customer statement. We'll do it effective today. Here's a list of all the outgoing forms. So there's my statement. So now this message will print on all statements that are sent out to your customers. You can now date and timestamp free-form notes so you know who entered them and when. So let's go back to customer information. I'll bring up my notes, date and timestamp. My login for this training video is Citrix. We've also improved the program locking mechanism, and this feature applies to all the posting programs. In past versions, if a user was in update mode in the customer record and someone was posting invoices that affected that customer, the post program would receive a fatal error because the customer record was locked by another user. Now we display a message letting the person know what user is locking the record, and we also print this on the posting report. We've also made many of the programs that were once only accessible if you were in update mode, accessible while not in update mode. An example would be being able to view the customer activity screen in the customer master without first having to go into update mode. This was done to cut down on records locking errors people were experiencing. We've added a place where you can add your remittance address for AR or order entry invoices. Let's go into update mode, click on the remit button. So in the event your remittance address is different from your company address, you can use this feature to enter that address. This address will print on invoices processed through both accounts receivable and order entry. We now display the GL document number on all applicable screen programs. The general ledger reports refer to transactions via their document number. We added a field to display this document number on all the input screens that are used to enter data that is then posted to the GL, so the user can easily cross-reference the source transaction when reviewing these documents. Let's go into the cash receipts program. So when you're looking at the GL activity report, it is this document number that's referenced. So now you can easily find the source transaction by searching by that document number. Let's talk about batch control. I'm going to go into the Update Receivable Defaults program. The batch control feature allows you to assign a unique batch ID to a group of transactions. For example, if you have two users that process customer receipts, each user will have a batch ID assigned to the transactions they're entering. So when user A runs the post receipts program, only the transaction in her or his batch will post. It can also be set up so management has to approve batches before posting can take place. To read a complete write-up of how to set up and use batch control, please go to www.fitrix.com and download the Getting Started with Fitrix user guide for version 6.10. So in this program right here, I'm going to turn on batching for cash receipts. Now we'll go over to the cash receipts program. Before I can do anything, I have to create my unique batch ID. So my batch ID is 32. So now I can enter transactions. Another good feature that we've added is that transactions are no longer deleted. When transactions are posted, like cash receipts, invoices, journal entries, etc., they're no longer deleted from the database. This is so the user can view the transaction detail down to the source entry when using the GL drill down feature that will be covered in the GL training video. That completes this training video. If you need additional information on anything covered in it, you can go to www.fitrix.com, click on Support, select Documentation from the drop-down list, go to the Fitrix documentation set, go to version 6.10, and here are links to all of our user guides and training guides. All the features covered in this training video will be found in Getting Started with Fitrix. Thank you.